Hey guys, it's Colleen Gallagher here with Colleen Gallagher International. Mm, I have this super cool cup. It's a little dog, and it says on the inside, "Style is everything." So it's pretty funny. But I have a very natural look today, you guys. It's pretty natural. I just have some mascara on, and I think I did straighten my hair, but it kind of came wavy again. And I just finished my PhD class for the night, which was amazing. And I just made some dinner, which was mushrooms and pepper that I cut up, and then I put soy sauce on it and lemon and everything bagel seasoning. Okay, let me tell you guys this. So I was on a date. Sorry, you know what, guys? I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I get insecure sometime on these lives. I'll just be real about my hair. And if you don't know Matt Maddox, everyone should go follow Matt Maddox. He probably isn't going to join this, but if he does, I'm mentioning you. And Matt Maddox told me, "Sweetie, you've got to watch it with the hair." He didn't say "sweetie," so that was my words. He just said he said you need to watch it with the hair. And so anyway, I do feel like even though I come live all the time, you guys, I feel a little bit insecure about my hair sometimes. That's why I touch it or move it. So if you are ever on live with me and you see me touching my hair and you find it distracting or you just whatever, be like, "Colleen, stop touching your hair. You look fine." Or you can say I don't look fine, but whatever. I'll still do what I do. But even when you have insecurities, I've done this for 4 years, right? It still is this way. You still get up and say what you've got to say. You still get on, you perform, you serve, you feel the messages that are coming through you from God, from source, from something greater than you, and it's time to go. You don't let your natural look, right, stop you. I even have a little pimple right here, I think. You don't let it stop you. My face looks fine. But all natural. Had a long day of things, and you still show up even when you don't want to, even when you don't feel called to, even when you don't feel inspired to. So I wanted to jump on because from my PhD class, we had a really important conversation that I felt like I wanted to talk about. And that conversation was around greed. And it was so interesting because in my PhD class, we were, asked to define what greed was. Many people, which, I have a very different belief system than this, their definition of greed was wanting more than what you have. I thought that was so fascinating because when you're on a path of evolution and growth, when you're on this path of personal development, of coaching, of mentorship, of you really want to experience the most out of this life. And I do believe experience, right? That's a very feminine design way. You want to experience the food that you tasted and how it trickles down into you. You want to experience and crave this love and these feelings, and you want this intense and passionate life, right? When you when you want those things, right, you're always going to want more. You're always going to crave something more. Once you start a business, you're always going to want to go to that next level, go to the next level, get more clients, get a bigger impact, get a bigger reach, get a bigger influence, get globally recognized or, nationally recognized, state recognized, whatever that it is for where you live, right? You're always going to want that. So I thought it was so interesting that people thought that greed was wanting more. I define greed as when you are intentionally taking from someone else. You're intentionally knowing I have this, but I'm going to take this from them. That's greed in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because when you want more for your life, when you're I want more, I'm going to choose it, I'm going to declare it, which I've done many, many times. And when I heard the first calling, I shouldn't say the first, but I've heard the first knock on my internal door, which is my mind, right? Because your mind, whatever you feed your mind, right, is going to influence your life heavily. And so I heard this knocking that this corporate job was not for me, that I couldn't do it, that there just had to be more to this life. I knew there had to be more to this life. I just knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I began to become more, as soon as I knew it, that I knew there was more for this life, but I wasn't taking action on it, I began to feel more and more and more unhappy. I was drinking more, I was partying more, I was doing anything to escape my reality of having to go to work. I would call in sick more. I was doing less work. I wasn't as focused, right? I was doing the bare minimum that I had to do so I could get my paycheck and still be a top performer because I don't know how to be average. So I was I was doing that and I was really, really going for it. And I just kept hearing the knock because I would just get done from work and want to drink wine, and I just want to get home from work and sleep. I would do anything. I was snoozing the alarm. I never wanted to put my clothes on. it was like this thing. But then when I would light up would be when I would come on Facebook or Instagram and I would listen to webinars or find people who were traveling the world with their like loved one. And I was like, this is the life that I want to live. This is the life that I want to experience. And I began to see that my excitement, my life force would come back when I was doing anything but the job that I was working at. My life force would come back into me when I was doing anything besides what the majority of my time was going to. And I was like, you're telling me I have to wait till I'm 50, 60. I was like, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 40 years. You're telling me I have to live my life like this for 40 years where I put all my time and energy into something where it feels like it's killing me. I can't wait till it gets done because I want to drink a bottle of wine. I can't wait till it gets done because I want to party. I want to do anything but be here. I want to go walk. I want to go exercise. I want to do anything but be in this moment. I don't want to go to team meetings. I don't want to talk about these products. I don't want to even see my clients. Like, it was like this horrible thing. And I'm like, but it was such good money. It was so good, Colleen, but the money is so good. The money is just so great. But when I would light up, when I didn't need to drink, when it felt like exciting to listen, exciting to be alive, like possibilities were flourishing in my mind, was these webinars, was these free trainings, was these way that people were traveling the world. And I heard the calling when it said, you've got to figure out to go international on your own. And that's when I came home and I crashed on my couch one night after I closed my largest sales deal. And I grabbed my laptop, type in visas, and it comes up Australia and New Zealand, $25 visa for 1 year. I never knew this was possible. Because through America, even though I traveled like 20 something countries at the time, I'd lived international through my undergrad. I thought you had to have an academia or a corporation because America, it's like the visas are so impossible to get, right? So I was like, $25, the no-brainer. So I applied right then that night, found out in 24 hours I was approved. You had like 12 months when you were approved to go. I saved my money for 3 months and boom, I quit my job that was making me this phenomenal money and I began to live the life I love. And I started off by going to Ultra Miami. From Ultra Miami, I went to Arizona. I went to Sedona, which was life transformational for me, and I met a psychic I still use to this day. And then off I went to LA, and then off I went to Auckland. From Auckland, I got my job, and then I moved to Wellington. And it was just this incredible experience where I began to see that when you listen to this calling, this knock, this inner knowing that my life, what it's currently happening, is not where I want it to be. It's not what I want to do. Like when you follow that, magic happens. When you follow that calling into the unknown, into what like I said, into that experience that's going to bring you depth and feeling, it guides you into a healing. It guides you into an expansion. It guides you into creative. It guides you into connection. It guides you into like really living your life from this way that even when bad things happen, they're no longer bad because you see that they're part of a greater system, part of a greater experience that you're meant to go through for who you're meant to become. So anyway, I found out in class tonight, my thoughts are kind of going over. When I was in class tonight, he's like, greed is wanting more. And I'm thinking like, it would be crazy to not want more for your life. It'd be crazy that once you start on the path of growth that you wouldn't want to go experience more, that you wouldn't want to go live more, you wouldn't want to go express more, you wouldn't want to go and if I just beat this, it's like if you're a big workout person, you're like, if I could do 10 pounds, what about 20 pounds? Like, of course you're going to go bigger, of course you're going to go more, of course you're going to want to, because you're seeing what energy it's bringing into your life by you going after it and going after it and going after it. And that's not greedy to want more. It's not greedy to want more from a relationship. It's not greedy to want more from money. It's not greedy to want more from your friends. It's not greedy to want more for yourself. Like if you want to live in a 5-bedroom home instead of a 2-bedroom home, that's not greedy. If you want to live in off of a beautiful ocean instead of a big city, that's not greedy. If you want something from your partner, like you want more texting, you want more calls, you want more time together, like that's not greedy to want that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. There's nothing wrong with desiring that. So what was on my heart or mind, or what I wanted to share, what was important to me, or what was this, and this is exactly what I teach in my Change Your Relationship with Money course, which I'll put down here, which is on sale until Friday, so 2 more days, is that you have to change your relationship with what you want. You have to change your relationship that everything that's been put inside your mind of what you want to experience, like the feelings, the sensation, the lust, the all of it, right? Those thoughts are placed there by God. They're placed there by something greater than you, and you can't go wrong by following those thoughts. And it's not wrong for you to want more. It's not wrong for you to say, like, this relationship is not feeding me what I want to be fed. This relationship isn't giving me everything I can get. This person or this, and it's not like you can expect one person to give you the world, but I'm saying if you want something like dinner dates, if you want something like more time together, if you want to go on a trip together and your partner doesn't like to travel, that person's not giving you what you fundamentally want, so you've got to move on, right? Like, you have to look at what is it you want out of your life and then put together that it's not wrong to want that, and it's okay if the people currently in your reality, which is going to be most of the time, don't want this new part of life that you want, and that you're going to experience and bring in new people. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to come on and offer. And I just hope you know that you're right where you're meant to be, and everything and more is possible for you. I highly, highly recommend, if you like this, if you want to go deeper on this, get inside of my Change Your Relationship with Money course. I talk a lot about this. So, like, I don't know I talk a lot about, like, insecurities, like with money, debt, investment, like how to leverage social media so that you can obtain any dollar amount that you want, how to build connection with money and yourself and with other people. Like, it's a full course on connecting, but it's targeted towards money, and it also targets through social media, and also targets people. Like, what I teach here through Relationship with Money also can be going towards any relationship that you have in your life. And it works. It really, really works. And so anyway, that's my thoughts. That's what I want to come and share. I had a long day, so I hope I see you guys soon. I'll be on here soon. And make sure to listen to this week's podcast. If you have not, let me get that link. If you have not, you guys listen to this week's podcast. Sorry, before I get off. Or let me know if that landed. So if you guys are listening, did this land? Did what I say land? Does it make sense? I love it when you're engaging, and even if you're on the replay, say like, yes, Colleen, this makes sense. It lands. I got it. But the next thing is that if you have not listened to my podcast, the Colleen Gallagher podcast, episode 104, I think it is. Either 104 or 105, whatever that is. You're going to want to listen to it. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's with Yvonne de la Fleur, all about loneliness, all about overcoming grief, all about money. And it's just amazing. So anyway, make sure to subscribe the Colleen Gallagher on Apple Podcasts, because Facebook is taking them away, I think, beginning of June. So if you're not, follow it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify to get notified. And then if you want to go deeper on, greed, or on becoming or wanting more or experiencing more, then get in this course. It's on sale till Friday, Change Your Relationship with Money. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it, please comment. I love you. I'm here for you. You're doing amazing.